And Manuka Honey has gained popularity over claims that it can help treat wounds and infections. But should you jump on the bandwagon? An expert tells us it all comes down to what it says on the label.
Well, I'm a king bee, baby, buzzing around your house.
For a long time, it was a simple baking honey that was given away for free. Now, New Zealand's Manuka Honey is a worldwide marketing bonanza. Advocates swear by its ability to treat wounds and infections. More than 24 brands are available in stores like Kroger, Costco, and exclusive retailers that sell it for more than $200 a jar.
What's the real deal when it comes to understanding its potency and pricing? David Noll is the founder and CEO of Pacific Resources International, the first company to bring Manuka Honey to North America more than 30 years ago. Welcome.
Well, good morning.
So, to be here. Yeah, let's talk about the source of it. And what did you know that we didn't 30 years ago? What's different about it?
Well, when we first started, we didn't know anything about Manuka Honey. It was just a regular baker's honey. It didn't have a lot of commercial value. It wasn't sweet enough. It was a dark honey. And nobody really wanted the darker, kind of more molasses tasting honeys. It was about 8 years after I started bringing New Zealand products into the U.S. that they discovered the medicinal properties of Manuka Honey. It started out with Dr. Peter Mullen, was working out of the Waikato University in the South Island, and he was a digestive expert. And he first tried Manuka Honey with his digestive patients and found that it was very effective. He didn't know all the attributes just then, but it was just trial and error kind of stuff. Yeah.
We have lots of Manuka bushes here in California.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's the difference then between Manuka honey that's in New Zealand and honey that we could get here in California?
Well, they're very popular bushes because they're very hardy. They like salt, they like wind, they like tough conditions, drought and stuff like that. But there's about 83 different varieties of Manuka. The one that produces the honey is only one that stands out by itself. And it's the only one that New Zealand has.
I see.
Yeah.
And the FDA has approved it for a number of different uses. And you mentioned the digestive. What are some of the other things?
The thing that the FDA has approved it for is for using it with bandages. For diabetic ulcers, for any kind of wounds, burns. They have wound treatment centers in Australia that literally just put you in a body bag and pump you full of Manuka honey. To help bring out the best skin conditions.
Wow.
It's a pretty amazing stuff, you know, for a natural product.
Right. What's the most effective way to eat Manuka? You hear different things. If you were to put it in hot tea, that changes what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, whenever you put something into that's hot or too cold, it'll change the structure of the honey. It'll lose some of its properties. You're best, if you're taking it therapeutically, to do 1 teaspoon on an empty stomach before a meal. If you're just maintaining, that's the best way to do it. If you're addressing a specific issue, you need to take that 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. And then you have to decide what kind of condition you have and then what strength to use. For the first 8 years that we had Manuka Honey, we only had a 5+. Now we have 5 to 20. And there's a big range. As they improve the testing programs, they found that there was better and stronger and more activity in some of the honey that was being harvested than originally thought.
And I would imagine a lot of folks jump in right there. They hear this magic word Manuka. Well, we're gonna put Manuka next to our whatever we create. You've tested a bunch of these things to see which ones are properly Manuka.
Well, this is the problem with the industry at the moment. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry worldwide. And so you have a lot of people just jumping in because of the dollar value that's there. Unless you have a C of A, a certificate of analysis, you don't know what's in there. You can put whatever you want on the label, even including ours. We can put a number on there and we can say this is what it is, you need to try it. But we have our stuff tested 3 times. Once when it's harvested, once when it's packed, and once when it's finished, when it gets over here. So we can tell the consumer exactly what they're getting in the product.
I think they have new, very stringent regulations in New Zealand itself.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't call it Manuka Honey.
No.
Unless it's inspected there or stamped there or something.
Well, that's why we have all our stuff packaged in New Zealand as well. But they did February 5th of this year, they came out with a bunch of new regulations. We saw a big dumping of Manuka Honey over here because of that. The stuff had to be exported out of New Zealand before the 5th of February. And so we saw a lot of people just dumping what cannot be called Manuka anymore.
Oh, so UMF numbers, what are those? Those are on the label? Is that something we look for?
UMF stands for Unique Manuka Factor.
Okay.
Or if you can remember the words NPA, non-peroxide activity. That's what makes Manuka stand out from any other raw honey. It has non-peroxide activity that the body cannot change. And so it's the one factor that helps with the digestive issues, you know. And though you're talking about the whole gamut, from stomach ulcers to diverticulitis, colitis, acid reflux, all those things have the same beginnings. And the Manuka honey helps the probiotic. It's a prebiotic. Helps your probiotics develop and stay healthy.
Wow, really interesting. We've heard so much about it. So
it's incredible stuff. That's why
it's an expert here.
That's why it's so expensive.
Right. Pacific Resources International is an importer of Manuka honey, Pacific sea salt, and other products from New Zealand and Australia. For more information, you can check out their website. Thank you to David Noll for coming in and breaking it down for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.
Really appreciate it.